Good morning or good afternoon. Sorry. It's September 25th, 12:02. I'm being pushed away in Ottawa. It's been about 5, 6 years. It seems as if I'm going through some kind of cyber ring that's a risk, or the feeling that there's some type of ransom involved. The feeling that there's a criminals are trying to profit off from ransom, and I feel like there's a group spying on me. I feel like I'm a victim, but there is also a list of victims in Sacramento and Elk Grove that are being targeted. And I feel as if there's such things rape shame, slut shame, or even some that aren't even sluts that are, there's some type of victimizing through the feeling of there's a cyber pimp spying, and there's a cyber ring spying. And I kind of convinced that some are actually going through sexual discrimination, and it's making it weird feeling that there's like a ransom involved because their families are being targeted, and the feeling that there are officers that refuse to offer security because as if there's a trend. It seems as if there on my street, no one wants to interact with anyone. 20 years ago, they're all interacting with. That's a bit bizarre. So now it's to the point where yeah, the person that's talking about interacting is like, oh, you're the one being resented. And the thing is, there's something. It's these officers keep showing up. I mean, but they don't really have concern. The thing is, I'm kind of convinced that they're profiting. There's so many sex crimes with police officers in Sacramento, Oak Grove, where it's not even a concern that someone's being raped or there's some type of ransom involved. They're feeling that they're being spied on, and then they're forced to live that lifestyle. It feels like ransom, and it feels like they're creating a nasty trend that there's this. It's a lack of security, but there's police officers that are actually the bully. And then it's because it's making it even nasty if anyone finds some type of context to Wayne Matum, or even and because I'm kind of convinced that Delaware County or Crescent City is also one of the most corrupted cities in California. It's one of the most. It's also a police city. But the thing is, when you get the idea that there is a connection and there's some strange ransom involved, it makes it appear that there's crooks with badges. I don't really feel secure, and then not the cocky minded groups end up showing over, and then it just it seems as if the mindset is sharing as of a bully, and the thing is, there's no lack of concern. Have two neighbors on the side of me, and then one neighbor, and then there's another one that lives at 7,000 Spring. It's as if they all work with each other. They're all working with each other, and I do get threats often, and for a son of a law enforcement to get it often, and then hear officers making excuses as if I'm the burden, but I'm convinced, at my age, I'm looking for a wingman. I'm looking for partnership. There's some obviously even financial gain, but there's just too much to be missing to convince that all of a sudden there's no concern and being pushed away, and it seems as if there's a cyber ring in Elk Grove that is actually there's a criminal syndicate or in mass numbers where there's some profit to gain, or the feeling of there's it worries me, the feeling there's no concern. And when I'm trying to explain myself, there's an EMF, frequency penetrating the thought where it's fogging the heck out of my own thoughts. I don't feel like I'm dumbed down or have, but then I feel as if it does risk me from having a blur conscious or even explain myself because when I'm talking, there's too frequent. There's a group mirroring the device, and then but the thing is there's some type of ransom where there's a feeling that I'm being stalked over some kind of ransom. It feels like I'm being targeted by a police force, by actual police officers that are actually part of a cyber ring, a real cyber ring. They're the ones that are the criminals, and then so it's making it more obvious. I'm kind of convinced there's a guy named Don Anderson that should be recited, and should be reciting a Wayne Allen Maytum. There's concern at my age. You should be, having a vehicle and you're ready, set to go. But the thing is, there's no concern where I'm kind of convinced there my father has a mega cyber ring to Sacramento Police Department and also Del Norte Police Department where there's actual real corruption. But I kind of convinced there's also ransom involved. There the feeling that there is the mindset or transition where there's no concern or even, there's other families that are actually being targeted by a cyber ring or even it's the feeling of it's like the feeling of a gang of theirs, causing a nuisance through an escort service. The feeling of the reason why I say that because there's so many unexpected. The feeling of having an unexpected intruder spying through a cyber ring, then it's attempt to alter a mindset or for a sex trade. But the thing is, I it's making it bit weird because then it's if someone's trying to use a neural network mindset of a Sheldon or of a love or a marriage, but then there's a rapist mindset that's trying to mimic the same mindset. And I'm kind of convinced Don Anderson has raped somebody, or at least because I'm sharing a mindset that actually all of a sudden there's rape going into my impulse, or at least I'm being honest about it. So if there's I'd never had rape going into my impulse. So if I was ever whacking, it's normal to actually seek a relationship or even mindful of having a straight thought of looking for marriage or even intercourse, or even if there was a private time, for some men do get off, but it's well, if I was jacking up, I kind of feel like it's kind of normal. It's to seek marriage or at least to have traction for, and that's the thing is, I'm getting the feeling that there's someone's sharing impulse with me that is the actual rapist, the real rapist, and it's making me feel uncomfortable. So so sometimes I start to have the feeling of a, how to explain myself. I'll say it one more time. Erectile dysfunction. The feeling that there is